What is up, everybody? Back again with another video. Today's video, man, it is time for that episode to happen. I've officially unlocked Nebula camo on every single weapon in the game, and man, it is crazy of a grind that it was. It is finally done. So we're gonna go over the stats, just a real quick glance at the stats, because the stats haven't really changed all that much since the first time I unlocked Nebula. Obviously, I'm level 81 now. And the grind for calling cards is now beginning. So I'll run through here what calling cards I need to get yet. As you guys can see that I don't need that many calling cards. I need a lot, but not nearly as many as I would need, say, like Mono for 3. Mono for 3 zombies, I think I had a lot more calling cards I needed. The thing with this game is the actual calling card number of calling cards is low, but the amount of requirements for them is high. So like everything you see here, majority of these are tier 3s or 4s or 5s. So they require a lot of the challenge. So like, for example, like this one up here, I'm only in tier 2 of 3 for the Endless Barrage, which is 20 rapid kills rapidly with an assault rifle or SMG. So that'd be like 50 times. So I actually have to do that another, 26 times, 27 times, which is just insane. And that's kind of the same for all the calling cards. And then obviously I'm working on the Dark Ops as well. But here's the calling card you get for getting Nebula camo on 33 weapons. Now I have it on 36 weapons. I have it listed on Discord as 37. But I actually think it's supposed to be 37 total guns in the game, and counting the Siren. Obviously the Siren's not unlockable for anyone yet. So technically I think I'm only at 36 weapons in the game right now for Nebula, until we get the other gun as well. So, but I'm pretty sure it's 36 in the game. It might be 37. I think community app is a little glitchy, because in the community app it does say only 37 guns in the game. That's not including the Siren. So I don't know. But anyway, you only need to get 33 guns Nebula for this calling card. So I'm assuming as time goes on in this game, in this game's life cycle, this won't be a hard camo calling card to get. Because eventually there'll be like 50 guns in the game, and so 33 will be like nothing, it'll be a chump change. I would like to see them add a calling card, maybe Season 6 or something, where you get it after getting all the guns in the game, 100% Nebula, which would be really cool, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, otherwise, you guys can see I have a lot of Dark Ops to still go for. I have really not been going for Dark Ops hardly at all. So I have quite a few Dark Ops to get, but we'll work on that in due time. But anyway, obviously these have been changed. This hasn't changed much. I still have diamond badges for all of the categories for zombies at the current moment, which is pretty cool. Stat-wise, we are sitting at, I think, 7 days time played right now. Yep, 7 days. We also have about 27,956,000 XP, or Essence, or XP is what it should be. At least I believe that's what it's supposed to be. I think their Essence is just because of the money, but I think if we actually go up XP, it would be in some of that area as well. Maybe a little bit more. And then Essence per minute is 2,400, which is pretty high compared to some of my other friends on the friends list, but not insanely high in comparison to some people and the other people in the world. So, around 205 games played, which is pretty astounding, since I know people on my friends list have more games played, like my friend here, Kyle, who has less stuff than I do and has accomplished a lot less on the zombies compared to my 205 games. He has almost 2 times the games almost as I've played. But I think the difference is I've been more efficient. I was more efficient in my grind, and so I didn't really waste too much time doing dumb stuff or doing Easter eggs. And I did accomplish the Easter egg on Liberty a couple times. I think like 7 or 8 times I did it, and then I also did it once on Terminus as well. For eliminations, we're sitting at 245k, 5,000 special, and 1,000 on the dot with elites. And then we have 1 boss kill with 3,800 as the highest. That elite's going to go up higher because there is a lot of calling cards that require elite kills for certain things. So we're going to be seeing that number spike up a lot here in the coming weeks as I work on the calling cards. And then for rounds, we have 5,500 rounds completed, 67 exfills. Exfil ratios of 0.3, so not that great. But I haven't really been exfilling. I'd rather just leave, because there's no really reason to exfil in this game. Other than getting an XP boost, which I only do that when I care about that one as double XP. Highest round is 51, and my highest exfil is 46. Again, like I said the last time I went over my stats, that should be 49 or 50 for exfil, but again, for some reason that game did not count that exfil for some odd reason. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. 93,000 kills for headshots, 38 percent headshot ratio, which is not terrible. It has dropped significantly since the last video when I first unlocked Nebula, because as you can see in my entire stats wise, I kind of stopped caring about headshots once the headshot camos were done. So obviously the headshot ratio has dropped significantly, especially since I'm using all the guns, but I'm only getting elite kills, and when I'm not doing elite kills, I'm just using wonder weapons, and I think the wonder weapons are actually negatively impacting the headshot ratio, even though those guns, like for example, like the jet gun, you can't get headshots with them, obviously. So I don't know why it tanks your headshot ratio, but it most certainly does, which is unfortunate. But you know, again, I'm not really caring too much about the headshot ratio. It's not like it's multiplayer or something. Pack-a-punch eliminations, we have 189,000. We have legendary weapon eliminations, 65,000, and one-shot kills, 49,000. You can tell that I really don't get my weapon to legendary all that much. Or when I do get it to legendary, usually at the end of the match already, so I'm usually dipping. Now the camo grind's over and I'm focused on calling cards, I do want to start going, I want to shoot for round 100. I would like to get at least one round 100 on my account. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing me do, I'm probably going to do like a 24-hour live stream or something, or a 12-hour live stream going for that, because that could be fun. But yeah, unfortunately, don't have a whole lot of legendary eliminations. Obviously, Liberty Falls is going to be my most played map. 233,000 kills of the 245,000 are on Liberty, so that's like 95% of my kills on Liberty. Liberty Falls is by far the best map in this game for anything involving grinding, in my personal opinion. I do think Liberty Falls has the weaker of the pack-a-punch camos and the weaker of the wonder weapons. I really like the Beam Smasher. I think it's a really cool wonder weapon. As well as I think the pack-a-punch camos are over on Liberty, on Terminus are far better. And I think the boss fight on Terminus is more cool looking, while the Liberty Falls boss fight is way more easier and way more, easy to complete. Because I'm not really a solo guy, but I was able to do Liberty Falls solo Easter egg. So if I was able to do it solo, most people can. So I think that's a fair statement to make. Fastest quest time is 39 minutes. I was attempting the 30-minute under calling card earlier on stream. Everyone told me that I could just save and quit on the final step of the Easter egg, and then right as you're about to start the boss fight, just save and quit, reload, and the climber would restart. For some odd reason, it did not restart. It restarted for me, but it didn't count at the end of the game. I don't know if it's because I continued, because I was working on an RPG, I think it was, or a pistol, I think it was, for Nebula. So I don't know if it's because I continued instead of ending the match, if it didn't count then, but for some reason it didn't count, and it said 39 minutes instead of 30. Actually, it would have been sub 7 minutes, because I beat the boss fight in 7 minutes. So realistically, it should have been 7. Unfortunately, I don't know why that didn't work, because everyone told me it did. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the sub 30, because I'm good, but I'm not that good at the Easter egg. Like I'm a solid like 7 or 8 out of 10 for the Easter egg for skill. So like, I'm good at the Easter egg getting the steps, but not good at doing them fast or speedy. So I'm gonna figure out my best strategy. Maybe I get a friend or two to help me do sub 30. I don't know. Maybe I can try to get my boy Coates in here. He has done it sub 30 already. So I don't know. But it's hard to tell if a lot of the like. I don't know if Coatsy did the thing where you save and quit. I don't know if that was patched. It might have been patched. Well, it didn't count for me. But I don't know where that 39 minutes came from either, because the match was longer than 39 minutes. So I'm very confused with this whole quest time. So I'm very confused. If anyone has any ideas what went wrong, I'd be happy to hear them down below. Because I feel like that's going to be one of the harder challenges for the calling cards. And then obviously Terminus. We have roughly 12,000 kills, almost 13,000, so not too great over here in Terminus. Now Terminus, I do want to play Terminus more going forward, because I want to collect all the intels and stuff. I want to do the Easter egg 100% again, because I did miss out on a lot of those artifacts and intels over there. And I just want to learn, Terminus a lot more, because I feel this map I haven't played a lot due to camo grinding. So I want to, give that map a second try and go back and play. Maybe tonight I will play it some more. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some research. I do want to just take notes on the Easter egg steps and all that because it's a map that I just want to learn. You know, especially with the new map coming out, I want to make sure I'm 100% done Terminus, so that when I come back, when the new map comes out, I can focus 100% of my grinding over there as well. So, that being said, that's my stats so far for Nebula. Favorite guns. Now, I want to do a separate video I'm going to do a separate video showcasing all the guns with Nebula. But my personal favorite guns for so far in this game, in general, not just for Nebula, but specifically on my Nebula grind. Sorry about the hiccups. The M4, simple, just easy to use, fun, and enjoyable all the way around. Second for me is the GPR, which is one of the most enjoyable guns I think in this game there is. Like, I don't know what it is with this gun. It just feels so much fun to use, and I can't explain it. Sadly, on multiplayer, it's not that great, unfortunately. SMGs, my big one for me is probably the PP-19. I don't know what it is with the PP-19. It just feels amazing in this game. They nailed the Bison in this game. I don't know what else to say about it. It's fantastic, bro. This is fantastic. Especially with extended mags. I think it's like 360 something rounds or 400 rounds or whatever. Extended mags, pack-a-punch. So it's very, very good if you're looking for something that has a lot of ammo you don't have to reload. I think it actually has more ammo than most of the LMGs, pack-a-punch, which is insane. Obviously, the ASG is not my favorite, but the ASG is very, 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 very strong. So if you're looking for a good high round gun, this might be the strat. Other favorite guns so far was the AEK. Now, this is a weird gun because I really did not like this thing at launch. I thought because of it being a burst, I had a negative preconception about it. But now that I've used it and I've got to get really familiar with it, well, obviously with 4,700 kills, I've gotten very comfortable with it, and it feels like a very strong marksman rifle. And even in multiplayer with rapid fire, this thing's an absolute beast. So if you haven't used this gun or given it a shot yet, definitely do it. It's worth it in the long run. Other than that, that's all the primaries. Secondaries, I think my favorite is probably the knife. As much as I've been using the drill, I do think the knife is far, far better in terms of usability. The drill is cool looking, but again, if you're looking for something that's strong, definitely go with the knife. For secondaries, I would say probably the GS45 is probably my favorite. It's weird because I hated this pistol when I went for camos, but now that I'm done the camo grind, I definitely prefer the GS45 over the other three pistols, simply for the pure fact that this thing akimboed, has explosive rounds, obviously, but this thing akimbo with the explosive rounds makes this thing absolutely deadly at those higher rounds, especially against manglers and stuff. But the one weakness I think it does have is the fact that it has no ammo. Like, you burn through ammo so fast. So unless you're high rounding and you're rich, this thing is not the best idea for a high round or a low round use weapon. RPGs, both suck in my opinion. They're both kind of just mid as hell. The HE1 did get a buff, by the way, not in terms of damage or anything, but I don't know if it was a buff in the sense of a fix or a buff in the sense of they just updated it to make it actually not horrible. And what I mean by that is before when this gun, I'm assuming before Season 1, 100% before Season 1, the HE1 did not get any ammo buffs, so you didn't get additional ammo when you pack punched it. Randomly, I don't know when they did it, I just noticed it today because I did the HE1 today, but I did take notice today that the HE1 now gets double the ammo what it has off rip when you pack a punch it. The ammo within its chamber to fire have not increased, so the Sigma still is better in that department. The Sigma gets double the ammo stock, and it gets an additional 2 rounds per magazine, if you want to call it magazine, but you know what I mean. So you can fire 3 rounds at a time instead of 1. HE1 doesn't get that ability, but it does have an increased stock now, which is really, really good, especially for me earlier when I was doing this. It was much, much simpler. But those are my favorite guns. Least favorite, I probably would say the snipers in general. I will say the LW3A is a lot of fun to use sometimes because of the pack punch movement speed and ADS speed you get buff. It makes you exceedingly fast. But the other two snipers are kind of trash. I think they nerfed the SVD's fire rate when Pack-a-Punch as well. So you can't spam it like you used to. It's very slow. Which did kind of ruin it in my opinion. It kind of made it weak, but you know, it is what it is. Shotguns, the pump is complete trash, especially high rounds. It just feels extremely weak in comparison to everything else in the game, which is very sad. But at the same time, I'm also happy that the shotgun's not broken. So I'm happy both of them are not broken. Lethal SMGs, not really have one. If I had to pick one, probably the Jackal. The Jackal just feels weaker compared to all the other SMGs. And for same for the assault rifles, I'd probably go with the Model L. The Model L seems comparably weaker than all the other ARs combined. The Asval is completely underrated, by the way. People are hitting on the Asval, and they're stupid because the Asval is very, very, very strong. It's just one of those guns, you have to just get the hang of it. And once you get the hang of it, you'll be alright. Gobble guns that I use the most. Let's see, gobble guns. I probably use Cashback, Killjoy. Let's see what else here. Free Fire, Soda Fountain, Exit Strategy, Idolized, and On the House. I think I use a lot of range drops and a lot of hidden powers, and I use a shit ton of whimsicals. Those are kind of the most used gobblegums that you see me mostly use. Obviously Perkaholic here and there, same with like Liquidation, and all the other gobblegums I'd use a little bit here and there. As you can see, I barely use anywhere by here, Stock Option, Arsenal Accelerator, or Temporal Gift, as I have a shit ton of those. I barely use them. The only time I use Arsenal Accelerator was when I was doing melees or working on the Diamond Badge for the field grades, just so I can get them faster. But otherwise, I rarely use that thing. And all the teleportation ones seem kind of useless in my opinion, because the time it takes you to pop it out, if you're in an emergency situation, you need that gobblegum. The time it takes to pull it out, you're probably gonna be dead anyway. So it doesn't even matter, bro. Same for the augments. I'm just going to go through these. You guys can pause the video, review it. Most of these have not changed. I'm going to be making a separate video dedicated to the augments soon. Probably the biggest things I used in this entire run of grinding was Deadshot, Sanima, Quick Revive, Jug, Speed, PhD were probably the big ones. Melee and Elemental were only situational. Ammo mods mostly used Napalm and Deadwire, except unless I had to use another one for a specific challenge, but most of them required new challenges. So, up in field grades, obviously you can tell from my stats in the whole the metal area that I use mostly the Healing Aurora. I just played with friends a lot during this grind. I was playing with my buddy and a couple other guys, and so it was nice just having the Healing Aurora so I could always heal my buddies. And Healing Aurora with the upgrades can actually be pretty strong, so I've been using that. But I also use a lot of the Energy Mine and Frenzy Guard as well. And obviously on melees, I spam the shit out of Aether Shroud as well. But with that being said, some other things that I want to note that I finished while my camo grind, I hit Max Prestige level 81, as well as finishing the Battle Pass out. I've done the Battle Pass now for Season 1. I'm very excited to see what Season 2 comes in store. But overall, pretty cool. I rate this Battle Pass probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. The character skins, the weapons were good, but I think a lot of the side stuff was kind of weak. As for the event, I played the event, obviously because I had the drill, but we're also super, super close to getting the hand cannon, so I wanted to pop that out here in the video as well. We're like less than a couple 100 million away from getting the hand cannon, which is super cool. And that's pretty much it, man. That's my grind to Nebula on all guns. It was a grind. It was fun. I know I said I was going to put Dark Matter on hold, and I still am. But I have been trying to play a little bit of multiplayer here and there. Just playing normally, not going for headshots. Just to kind of stay in the loop with the multiplayer grind. If you guys want me to try to do the Dark Matter again, show some support in this video, and maybe we'll make that happen. But yeah, wasn't a terrible grind after all. Nebula does look hard, and I have a tips and tricks video coming soon on the best strategy for Nebula. And my found, because I did Nebula from the first goal to the first Nebula in 14 days, no glitches, and I did the first Nebula to the 36th Nebula in, I think, maybe a little shorter, a little longer than 14 days. It feels like it's been a long time, but I don't think it's actually been that long. And I did it completely legit again. I will say I found a strat out at the end of the grind. In the last like 4 or 5 guns, I found a strat out that made it super easy, and I'm kind of frustrated that I didn't realize the strat before. So that'll be in the guide as well. And trust me, that Nebula, that strat makes Nebula fucking a piece of cake, especially solo. Because originally I was doing this all duos, because duos or quads or trios on zombies, you get more abominations early in the game. So for example, like past 25, you're going to start getting 2 abominations per abomination round. In solo, you don't get that buff until like I think like 50 or something. I think 50 round 50 was the first round in solo that I actually got 2 abominations. By that point, my guns were not doing shit, or they were done already. So it didn't make sense to buy a new gun at that round. So playing duos or quads, and that was better. And the method I found, you can get an abomination or an elite mangler. Yes, there are elite manglers, and I'll go into that more in that video. But the elite mangler or the abomination, you can get one of those every single round from like round 15 or up. So you can get a lot of guns done rapidly with that strat. So I'm very excited to talk about that in the next video. I haven't seen anyone talk about that strat. I've heard people mention a strat similar to that, but not exactly that way. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Yesterday's video, by the way, I do want to apologize for yesterday's video. It came out horribly. It was great on my end when I uploaded it, and I had a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, the song I used, which was a song by Little Uzi, I was like, oh, you know, I've used this song before in a montage, so it'd be fine. I wasn't. I was not. I was not fine. I was cooked, bro. I got cooked. It got blocked in a bunch of countries. It got copyrighted here in the United States, and I wanted to make sure you guys could all watch it. Because I don't do this for money. Obviously, I don't get paid from YouTube, and I don't do this for views or anything. But I do this for you guys to enjoy. So I told YouTube they could edit it out, because they gave me the option to have them edit it out, or I could just not do anything and let the video just be blocked. And unfortunately, I was just gonna re-upload it. But by the time that because it didn't come out immediately, the copyright wasn't immediately. It was like a few hours later, so I had already deleted that footage off my console. So I don't have that footage anymore, unfortunately, which was rough, because I was like, I want to keep it up, but you know, now it sounds like ass, because YouTube decided they were going to edit out the music, and in the information it told me, it was like it was going to edit out completely from like the start point of the music to the end point of the music. It did not do that. If you watch that video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It did not do that. It made it sound like a 2000s radio in the middle of nowhere, and you were trying to call someone through a radio. It was just static, and I think every 30 seconds it would allow one lyric to come through, and so like every once in a while you just hear a Little Uzi Vert lyric, and then it would just be static the entire time. So YouTube, why you gotta do me like that, bro? So yeah, apologize about that video. Hopefully it was fun. But with that being said, I now have to go grind camos and calling cards and stuff for multiplayer and zombies. So I will have more videos out soon. If there's anything you want me to see about this game that you haven't seen on other content creators talk about, let me know down below. I'll be happy to do a video on it. I have a lot of big stuff planned for this game. And we obviously are on that 1,000 grind, so quite a while to go there. But with that being said, man, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.